Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to Answers Life. Welcome to another video. This video is going to be about why you should not live in a community to where you're not welcomed. And although this video can apply to anybody and everybody, I'm mainly speaking to people of the black community because we go through this more unfortunately than anybody else. So, anyhow, there is somebody in the comment section that left a comment, and basically, in a nutshell, what they're saying is, as black people, we need to quit running away. Either we're going to face issues in the city, or we're going to face issues in the city or in the rural communities. That's basically what this person was saying. And although that is very true, now me personally, I don't care if I was in the city or in the burbs or in any rural community. If I sense any sign of danger, if I sense any sign that the locals do not welcome me, I am not going to move there. Now, if I move into an area and after I move into an area, the locals start acting funny, or after I move in, all of a sudden all this different type of crime occurs, I'm not going to stay. I mean, and I would advise any of you that are watching this video to take that advice. Now, I understand you might move somewhere you think is safe, you think is good, you think you made the right choice for yourself or even your family, and it's not until after the fact that you find out what it really is. Now, I understand that a lot of people, once you move somewhere, it's going to take you a minimum of maybe a few years to be able to sell your house and move elsewhere where you'll be more welcomed and it'll be safer and all that. And I understand that obviously it's going to take a little bit of time to sell your home. I get all that. So if you're moving to an area that's not good for you or your family, and you have to stay there for a few years before you're able to sell and make a move, I understand. Now, for those of you that are able to make a move right away, or you're able to make a move as soon as possible, when you find out that you move somewhere that may not be safe or the locals may not welcome you, I mean, basically, what I'm trying to say is as soon as you're able to sell the house, pack up, and go. You see, all this talk about no, don't run away, don't allow these people to run you off. If you allow these people to run you off, then they win the battle and they've accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. You know what? So what? Your best bet is to tuck your tail and keep it pushing. Now, some of you might be like, nah, I ain't doing all that, man. If I'm there, we're gonna be like I'm gonna give you guys an example. Like the video that I made the other day, where I told you guys what was going on with them gunshots. Some of you guys know there's one person that was in the comments, and they're like, "Hey, man, we're gonna just be out here, shooting it together, and we're gonna do what it do and all that other kind of nonsense." And that is not the way to go. If you want to live a if you want to live a miserable existence in your own community, in your own home, that's what you do. You stay in a community to where people don't welcome you. You stay in a community to where people could potentially put the life of yourself and or your family in danger. I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I think that's stupid. And like I said a second ago, if you have to stay there for a few years just to get your finances in order to where you can sell the house and get the hell up out of there, okay, I get it, I got it, I understand. But if you're gonna stick around there talking about this is my house, I'm staying here, I'm gonna fight it. If they don't like me, so what? If they don't welcome me, I don't care. I'm gonna stay here. I mean, I guess to each his own. But honestly, I don't think that's a good move. I think that's a poor decision. I think it's a bad move for many reasons. And here are some of the reasons why I think that's a bad move. For starters, if you're in a community where people don't welcome you, not only will it have an effect on your mental health, but sooner or later it will also have an effect on your physical health. Secondly, it is always possible, and the probability of this happening is going to be much greater under these circumstances. But here's what could happen when you live in a community where people don't welcome you. Maybe something bad in the community might happen. Like maybe somebody's daughter might come home and something bad may have happened to her. Rather than her reporting, rather than her telling the truth about who may have done something bad to her, she might say it was a black person. She might even point the finger at you, the only black person on the block. Or if someone has any of their stuff stolen, or anything bad happens to in the community, even though the suspect may have been somebody other than you, they might point the finger at you, the black person. And that does happen in situations like that, unfortunately. Because their thinking is they don't want you in their community. They want you to get the hell up out of there. Since you did not take the hint, since you did not take the hint earlier, well, guess what? Now they're going to exercise other tactics to where you're going to basically have no choice but to get out of there. So it is possible that you might be set up and you might be accused and arrested and locked up for a crime that you didn't even commit. You don't even know of. And it is very possible that you could even be you could even be convicted of this set of crime that is, that's false, that you did not commit. I mean, there has been countless amount of black men that have been falsely accused of all kind of crimes and served 20, 30, 40 plus years in the penitentiary for some stuff they didn't even do. For various reasons. So my thinking is, as a black person, if you put yourself in a community to where people don't welcome you, stuff like that is going to be more prone to happen than if you live in a community to where people are more welcoming. And kind of like, I'm gonna go back and referring back to what happened to me the other day, a couple of days ago with those gunshots. I mean, it's this is how I think. Personally, this is how I think. But if I were to live in a community like that, to where people don't welcome me, or for that matter, live in any community that to where people don't welcome me, especially in some of the rural communities, I mean, they might, some of those people might be out, and they're going to do what they're going to do, and maybe I'm being a little ridiculous here. Maybe I'm being a little too far fetched. Maybe I'm reading a little too deep into the situation. But my attitude is, I'd rather be lucky than sorry. I'd rather have those of you that are watching me to be lucky than sorry, and exercise extra precaution when you look for a community to reside in, especially if it's a rural community. But it is possible that, they might put one in your back and then claim that it was an accident, that maybe they meant to shoot something else. Maybe they might try to claim they're out hunting and you were there and somehow they accidentally put one in your back. And I'm pretty sure that has happened to people like us more than what the media would like to mention. And just because the media doesn't mention certain things doesn't mean it has not happened. So understand that as well. And I just don't think it's a good idea for any of us to put ourselves in a situation to where we could potentially lose our lives. We could potentially put the safety of ourselves and our family on the line because we choose to live in a community to where the people have already indicated that we're not welcomed. I mean, my attitude is if you live in a community, if like if you're looking at a house in a community and people forewarn you, listen. I mean, they're not going to, I mean, sometimes they might tell you in certain words. Other times, they might fire those warning shots. So if they do anything like that, any indication that you're not welcome into the community or that community could potentially be a danger to yourself and or your family, the best thing to do is to not move there. Just keep it moving. I mean, there is way too many rural communities, even for black people to reside in, to where people will be more welcoming and you ain't got to worry about all that nonsense. You ain't got to worry about the nonsense. Especially here in the Deep South. Now, if you move to a community that you thought was good, and then you find out later that people are a bunch of jerks, people are a bunch of bigots, as soon as you're able to, your best bet is to go ahead, sell the house, pack your stuff, and get the hell up out of there. See, all this fighting, and you're going to fight for yours, you're going to stay there, you forget all that. That's dumb. I said that. I know I said that earlier in the video, but I'm gonna say it again because I really need you guys to get it through your thick skull how stupid that is. I mean, it is dumb, and it is downright irresponsible to risk your life and or the life of your family to live like that. I'm sorry, no way. Your best bet, even if you lose money on your house, you're better off losing a little bit of money than to lose your life, than to have to live in misery and lose your health as a result. And again, there is way too many communities throughout the United States for black people to reside in. Rather you want to live in a city. And by the way, what I'm saying, this doesn't only apply to living in rural communities. This also applies if you want to live in a city, the suburbs, smaller cities, rural communities. I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. But there are way too many places for black people to reside, to pick a place to live, and to stay at a place to live to where people don't welcome you. I mean, no way in hell should anybody be living somewhere to where you're not welcomed. It makes no sense to stay in that area. It makes no sense to It makes no sense to boost that local economy through your tax dollars to build their community. Forget all that. I'm not doing it. And for those of you that are watching me, either should you, and hopefully you take my advice. I mean, some of you might be like, okay, I'm being a pansy. I'm being a coward. Maybe I am. But you know what? I'm also going to stay alive. I'm going to stay healthy. And I'm going to live among people that welcome me into the community as opposed to a community full of people that don't welcome me. That's just my take, and hopefully that's your take as well. So that's all I got to say on this one. So stay blessed. I'll catch you guys on the next one.